Once each year, we gather here to recognize a small group of MSU employees who, like the famous Jack Breslin, personify the Spartan spirit. Winners of the Jack Breslin Distinguished Staff Award set the standard for excellence in their job performance, their work attitude, and their impressive contributions to the university community. Since 1978, just 211 MSU employees have earned the honor of becoming Jack Breslin Distinguished Staff Award winners. So today, 6 more deserving Spartans will join their ranks. I can think of no one more fitting to bestow this honor to this year's awardees than Dr. Luana K. Simon, president of Michigan State University and one of the most spirited Spartans I know. President Simon.
Thank you very much. It really is a pleasure to be here. We were reminiscing earlier about how many of these I have come to, and it's been a few. Beginning when I became provost in 1992, I think I've made all of them in a row, and a couple more before that as friends and colleagues were honored. And this really is a terrific way of celebrating the best of Michigan State. So Guy, to you and your committee, let's have them stand up and maybe we can all thank them for the work that they've done on behalf of Michigan State University. Sharon, I also want to thank you for agreeing to come to Michigan State in the face of implementing enterprise business systems when we recruited you. But actually, Sharon's first day on the job a year ago was at the day of this event, and then with the Staff Recognition Awards. So it gave her in one day a chance to get really the flavor of Michigan State University and the way in which we have sought greatness academically through the work of the entire part of Team MSU, everyone. Because you can't be a world-renowned university without everyone and the work that they do. And that's a message that was very much a part of Team MSU and will remain a very important part as we embark on Bolder by Design. So I also want to recognize Satish for his first event here in his new role as Executive Vice President. And I know some of you are wondering what he does, because we've sort of reorganized. Well, those of you who have known me a long time know that I get bored easily and I like moving things around, and so you'll see that's part of it. But when you think about the pressures on universities today to find greatness in the profiles of all the challenges that you read about every day in the newspaper, you need someone who worries about that more on a day-to-day basis. And that someone, along with the provost, is Satish. The idea is that we must, every day, just like the award winners we're recognizing today, find great spirit and passion in what MSU does and have an abiding interest, deep felt interest, to be able to tomorrow be better than today. And to do that not simply incrementally, but by doing things boldly, having bolder ideas, being risk takers, being prepared to implement those ideas. And we have to do that again as a team. And so part of Satish's role as we think about the 6th imperative in high-performing organization is to recognize that stewardship is really important. But at the same time, we're going to find the energy and the creativity among us to simply make that quantum step to be better. And part of that is really Satish's role to worry about that along with the provost on more of a day-to-day basis. So he has a portfolio that will permit him to sort of look at a lot of things. So he's the chief meddler, the chief dreamer. He's also in partnership with human resources, able to figure out a way that we collectively can be better by not leaving folks behind, but by carrying more with us. And it really is that simple. So I want to thank our award winners on that spirit for being the people who have carried us with you in your greatness, in your passion, and in your work on behalf of Michigan State University.
Thank you, President Simon. Now to introduce the Ruth Jameson Award recipient, please welcome MSU Trustee Emerita Barbara Sawyer-Kolk.
Good afternoon. I'm Barb Sawyer-Kolk. My husband Don Kolk and I had the opportunity to create a tribute in memory of our good friend Ruth Jameson. This award is for a support staff person who's both distinguished in his or her work at MSU while pursuing academic achievement beyond a bachelor's degree. As has been the case for the three previous recipients, this year's nominees were superb examples of the Spartan's will philosophy. I'd like to recognize the selection committee who helped choose this year's recipient, Mrs. Dorothy Endress, who is a niece of Ruth Jameson, and 4 MSU distinguished retirees, Nancy Craig, Joan Smith, Mike Rice, and Roger Wilkinson. The 2013 recipient of the Jameson Above and Beyond Award is an administrative associate in the Office of the Provost, Undergraduate Education. Ms. Sandra Walther, with 7 years of service, is described as a collaborator, innovator, creative thinker, problem solver, accountant, manager, and an outstanding communicator. She took the lead in orchestrating the move to the new accounting system by bringing together budget personnel to share best practices, discuss problems, and function as a support group that learns together. She is enrolled as a graduate student in the Higher Adult and Lifelong Education, the HALE program. She excels in her academic work and is interested in issues of internationalization and online learning, and she has significantly expanded her knowledge of student learning. One of her professors states, Sandra stands out for her intellectual abilities, commitment to learning, and dedication to strengthening her administrative professionalism. Ms. Walther is often the academic face of the institution when students or faculty seek assistance. She is extremely knowledgeable about academic policies and can diffuse problems quickly, dealing with students or faculty in a calm, thoughtful, and respectful way. Sandra has become an indispensable member of the small team of individuals who work in the Office of the Provost, Undergraduate Education, and exemplifies the characteristics of Ruth Jameson. Please congratulate Sandra as she accepts the Ruth Jameson Award, Above and Beyond Award.
I want to thank Professor Emeritus Donald Kolk and MSU Trustee Emerita Barbara Sawyer-Kolk for generously creating the Ruth Jameson Award. I also want to thank Associate Provost Doug Eastry, Professor Stephen Weiland, Professor Nancy DeJoy, and Dr. Jim Lucas for nominating me for this award. I am deeply honored by your support. Ruth Jameson was the consummate support person and lifelong learner. She was capable, loyal, undaunted by change, willing, and I think eager to learn new skills. She deepened her knowledge in order to increase the value that she added in her service at MSU. Ruth developed deep friendships with administrators, faculty, staff, and students that she nurtured throughout her life. She gave the best of herself and inspired others to do the same. As a relatively new Spartan, I have seen this spirit in action since the first time I set foot on the MSU campus, when my husband and I were guests of the Department of Communication and the College of Communication Arts and Sciences. Although we were here only for a few days, we left wanting these caring and talented people to be our colleagues. We felt welcomed and at home. I have found an MSU home as the Administrative Associate for Associate Provost Eastry. Doug has created a supportive work environment that promotes learning and provides the freedom to grow and expand as an individual. It is a safe environment that can even tolerate mistakes because they too are avenues for learning. I have found an intellectual home in the HALE program. There too I am encouraged to explore my interests and abilities in ways I could not have imagined when I began the program. Thank you to everyone who has made it possible for me to be here today, and there are a lot of you. I didn't get here alone, that's for sure. I am pleased to accept the Ruth Jameson Above and Beyond Award, and thank you. Thank you.
Sandra has a huge personality. She is, how would I describe her to someone? I mean, she is a no-nonsense type of individual, meaning that Sandra won't sugarcoat anything. She always has the office's best interest in mind.
We get a lot of work done in this office, but we have a great time doing it. The staff here works very well together.
I think that our work is pretty intense here a lot of times, and there's a lot of stress. And there is also a great group of people that are able to work together and laugh together.
Sandra has this propensity to like hot food. We've bought her various bottles of spice hot sauce. The one she has yet to be able to try and has been a little leery of it is one that she got from Arizona made with ghost peppers.
Laughing makes things go better.
If I'm behind in a project and she knows that I am behind and need some help, she'll just come in and say, what would you like me to do? How can I help?
I think it's wonderful that she's pursuing her master's degree because I think that type of formal study complements the work that she does and makes her work even better.
And the Ruth Jameson Award is specifically focused on individuals with the outstanding characteristics that Sandra has and her ability to contribute to the university, but also want to improve themselves educationally and academically.
She is absolutely fabulous, stunning, wonderful, and I am just so excited that she was given this award because she's very deserving of it.
This is a great job, and I don't think I've ever had as wonderful a job in my life.
At this time, as President Simon recognized the members of the Jack Breslin Award Committee, I'd like to point out that they spend countless hours at committee meetings, reviewing applications, conducting interviews, and selecting the recipients. Please stand when I call your name. The committee member, Earl Chapman, Celia Cosme Brooks, Paul Harper, Sally Nogel, Dave Oslin, Desiree Quinney, Thomas Reeves, okay, Audrey Smith, Norma Trometer, and two committee members who couldn't make it, Vivian Robinson and Peter McGee. Please acknowledge the work. The Jack Breslin Award Committee and I would also like to thank our human resource team, Sandra Olin, Lauren Merenez, Jackie Mussel, Bethany Balks, and my personal assistant, Patty Nioli, for their continued support. Thank you. Again, thank you for joining us today to pay tribute to these 6 exceptional award winners. This does mark the 36th year of the award, and with today's honorees, we do have 217 staff who will have been honored since the award inception in 1978. So without further delay, let's introduce this year's recipients of this prestigious award. Here is committee member Earl Chapman to introduce our first recipient, Glenn Brew.
Okay. Glenn Brew is the Assistant Director of Admissions at Michigan State University, where he reviews applicants, coordinate the campus scholarship process for new students, and assists with recruitment. He is also the visual coordinator for the Spartan Marching Band, where he oversees the academic review of MSU college and music applicants, and is also one of 2 athletic admission counselors. He has a Master of Arts in Education Administration from MSU. He attended MSU as an undergrad. Please turn your attention to the video screen.
Well, I tell you, Glenn is an icon on this campus, and we're so proud to be able to work with him. He's a great professional. He's got tremendous knowledge about Michigan State University, both from an admissions and recruitment perspective, but also from the College of Music.
Glenn wears a number of different hats for the university, and so he's extremely knowledgeable about different parts of campus.
Glenn understands the balance between having a personal touch and interacting with people, as well as working with groups, along with the role of automation and really advancing things, progressing things for the 21st century.
Couldn't be a better or a more appropriate recipient of this award than Glenn Brew. He's simply a good friend, a good colleague, and a great individual.
You know, maybe overwhelmed how special this makes me feel, but because I work with such a great team, I think everybody on this team deserves that. So. You know, it would be an understatement if I didn't tell you that I'm absolutely overwhelmed and profoundly humbled to be standing in front of you today receiving this award. I can clearly tell you categorically that this is sort of the pinnacle moment for me professionally. This is as special as it gets, and to receive an award like this from Michigan State University couldn't mean more to me, so I'm absolutely humbled to be here. You know, the flip side of that is that, you know, one of my buddies came up to me the other day and put his arm on my shoulder and looked down at me because, well, all my buddies looked down at me. And he said, you know, you receiving this award gives the rest of us hope. So, you know, 38 years ago, I came to Michigan State, and I was a freshman, and all I wanted to do was march in the band. That's all I wanted to do. And then after I taught school for a bunch of years, I came back, and about 25 years ago, all I wanted to do was come back and make a professional home here, and maybe if I got lucky, I could work again with that band. And I'm a profoundly fortunate guy because those dreams came true for me. But, you know, never in sort of the dreaming process does something like this, you know, ever become a possibility for you. And, you know, I can tell you that, you know, probably on behalf of all of us that are sitting up front here, you know, I don't think we can ever do enough work for this place because, you know, it's something that is so central and we all love this place so much that, you know, it's just great to be even considered for an award like this. You know, the Breslin name has been in my experience at Michigan State for a long time, and there are a whole bunch of different experiences that I could tell you about, but I want to tell you about the one that I had with Tiger Jack Breslin. When I was an undergrad here, I was a member of a social fraternity, and Jack's youngest son, John Breslin, was a member of that house as well. And Jack would come to dinner a couple times a year and sit down and eat with the brothers at the house. And, you know, I was a young guy at the time. I was like 18, 19 years old, and I can't tell you how impressed I was and how special it was to sit down with Mr. MSU and, you know, experience the dignity and the class and learn all the things that he had to offer to us. And something that stayed with me my whole life. And, you know, to be considered in this process is, you know, it's overwhelming. You know, there's a Hall of Fame tennis player from the 50s and 60s named Althea Gibson. And Althea Gibson did many wonderful things in life, but she's known for one quote that is, you know, really pretty basic, but couldn't be more appropriate for me today here. And, you know, that is, no matter what you've accomplished, someone helped you. And I can't emphasize that more because there have been so many people that have helped me get to this point today. I'd like to thank the Office of Admissions staff for everything that they've done. You know, folks in the Honors College, you know, the College of Music that I work with so closely, the old Department of Residence Life that's here, and my friends from the MSU Union. You know, thank you very much for all your support over the years. You know, ultimately, I had a wonderful committee that nominated me for this award. And, you know, I think that they could probably be better described instead of as nominators as probably raconteurs for the tall tales that they probably told the committee to get me to this point. But I can say that, you know, and just as humbly as I can, I want to thank Jim Cotter, my great boss and the director of admissions, for his help. John Madden, my best buddy in life, who teaches the Spartan Marching Band, allows me to be a part of that. And he's an associate professor in the College of Music. I want to thank Dr. Bess German, director of admissions in the Honors College, my best professional buddy. Thank you very much for everything. And Terrence Brown, who painstakingly for 2 years has been sort of forging this process forward for me. You know, Terrence is a never give up kind of guy. I've known him since he was a sophomore in college, and I'm not here without you. And finally, to this guy, Earl Chapman, behind me, I don't know what magic, you know, you sort of gave the committee in this process, but I want you to tell me about it later, okay? 2 more people. Thank you to Stacy Mills, my assistant in the Office of Admissions. She's my right and left hand, and you know, without you, I'm basically unemployed. And to my wife, April, you know, thank you. You've been with me this entire journey. Thank you for everything. You keep me in the middle of the fairway because I hit a lot of stray shots, so thank you for that. And to all of you, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Go Green.
Now committee member Audrey Smith will introduce Sarah Davis.
Sarah Davis is an Office Assistant 3 for the College of Veterinary Medicine. In this role, she handles the logistics of program planning and ensures fiduciary responsibilities for the program. She fills in when she is needed, especially to assist with students with other coordinators when other coordinators are out of the office. Above and beyond her duties, Sarah took a leadership role planning the successful Martin Luther King Day event with Vetward Bound and the Iverson Ball Summit. Sarah was involved in the setup, operations, cleanup, along with simultaneously maintaining excellent performance of normal multitude of projects and events that came through in her office. Please turn your attention to the video screens for more personal look at Sarah Davis.
Sarah is at the front lines. She keeps everything together. She has the calendar. She knows what's going on.
I really love the program that we do. I love the students that we work with. I'm always really excited to see them.
Tireless, energetic, devoted, directed. She's an example of what is best about Michigan State University.
We do our job, but we have definitely a a strong commitment to each other, even if it's after work hours, just kind of checking in with each other.
There are often times when we call her on the phone at home and I'm so sorry that I'm calling you, but you know, I need this or I need to know where this is.
We all should live up to her expectations.
Please join me in congratulating Sarah Davis for the 2013 Jack Breslin Distinguished Staff Award.
Thank you very much. This is extremely humbling. I am an office assistant, so speaking in public is nerve-wracking, to say the least. But I'm to echo Glenn, I'm deeply humbled by even being nominated and considered, and I give so much thanks to the people that I work with. I am so appreciative. I really do come in every day and believe in the program that we have. I really do. And I thank my coworkers, my work sisters especially, Joy Hannibal and Carrie Storm. Every day is different. Every day is different. You come in one day and you think you know what you need to get done, and then all of a sudden you just throw it out the window. You throw that right out the window. But we come in and we do, and we really do. And we don't stop until it's done. And I'm greatly appreciative to work with such a hardworking crew of people, and to have the director that we have, Pat Lowry. I'm profoundly proud to work under her and have worked with her since I came to campus 9 years ago. I'm just deeply humbled, and I think my nominators, I thank Joy Hannibal, Carrie Storm, Pat Lowry, Dr. James Lloyd, Dr. Creta Patterson, and I'm very proud to be part of this group that's received this award. This is extremely unimaginable to me. So, and I give a lot of thanks to my loving husband. The hours that, in addition to, outside of, sometimes happen, and we roll with it. So, thank you. Thank you.
And now committee member David Oslin will introduce Amanda Frederick.
Good afternoon. It's my honor to introduce Amanda Frederick. She's a nursing supervisor for the Department of Pediatrics, managing 3 busy pediatric clinics, Okemos, DeWitt, and the west side of Lansing, right? Her duties include the direct supervision of nurses and care attendants. Amanda also supervises and assesses the clinical needs of the department. She is responsible for direct clinical patient flow, telephone triage, EMR, patient safety, and all the day-to-day functions needed to run productive pediatric clinics. Please turn your attentions to the video screens for a more personal look at Amanda Frederick.
Amanda came to me and asked me to nominate one of her staff members, and when I went home and started to write the letter on behalf of one of the nurses, I thought, why are we not nominating Amanda when we think of people who go above and beyond?
I love my job basically for the hands-on experience with the families.
She's actually in a clinical setting, has seen my children, and they're very comfortable with her. She's a great pediatric nurse.
She has done 2 polar bear plunges thus far, so the list goes on and on.
She always comes in with a smiling, happy attitude, wanting to help in whatever way she can.
I just try to think of others and put myself in their place and just try to do what I would want somebody to do for me.
Every time I walk in and see Amanda, I know we're going to have a fun time in clinic just because she's just an absolute pleasure to work with.
Please join the selection committee as we congratulate Amanda Frederick, a 2013 recipient of the Jack Breslin Distinguished Staff Award.
I too am not a huge fan of public speaking, so I wrote what I needed to say. This award is such an honor to receive. I'm very humbled to know so many more people at MSU support staff that could be standing here just the same as I. There are so many people who have helped shape me as a person, and because I have this chance, I would like to take the opportunity to recognize some of those people today. My mom and dad have been married for 42 years, teaching me what loyalty and true commitment is. Growing up, my dad worked 7 days a week at Fisher Body, setting the example of what it meant to be dedicated to your job while supporting your family. My mom, one of my very best friends, has taught me how to care for others unconditionally. She showed me that thinking of others can be self-rewarding. My parents have always been supportive in anything that I do. I am also very blessed to have both of my grandmothers here today. My Grandma Green is someone who naturally sees the good in people, who treats all equal and exhibits the true definition of unconditional love. My Grandma Ferguson has always had a sense of adventure, something that I admire, as I often struggle with change. Both of you have taught me life lessons that I will never forget. I would like to recognize my coworkers here today. If you asked me 10 years ago if I would ever be a nurse manager, I would have laughed. Me managing, It is because of your belief in me that I'm in this position now. When I had self-doubt, Megan and Nancy were there to encourage me and make me believe that I could do this and also really enjoy it. Both Dr. Greenberg and Dr. Mitchum have been amazing role models. They are incredibly dedicated to their work, to education, and to our children and families. They have helped me become not only a better nurse, but better person. Since my nursing peers and staff could not attend today due to busy clinics, I wanted to say a special thank you for being an incredible group of women. Each one of you has taught me something about myself. Each one of you has made this transition from being a nurse to a nurse manager a smooth one. My days are better knowing that I have a group of gifted nurses and medical assistants to back me up. Most importantly, I would like to recognize my family, my husband John and our girls Jessica and Kelly. John has showed me how to be strong and assertive, something I lack when my emotions take control, but is necessary in many life situations, including management. I admire his strength greatly. My family is often the one sacrificing time with me when I need to put my work first. Thank you for being here for me. I hope my passion for my career makes you proud and one day will inspire Jessica and Kelly to find a profession they truly love. I can honestly say I love being a part of the MSU Health Team and COM Pediatrics. I go to work each day knowing that I will see both smiling and weeping faces of children and families. I hope that by protecting children from illness, by helping those who have fallen ill, and by offering reassurance to a worried family, that I have helped make a difference in their everyday lives. Thank you again for this honor.
And now committee member Celia Cosme Brooks will introduce Sheri Mergatroid.
Good afternoon. Sheri Mergatroid has worked as a program coordinator for the MSU Counseling Center's sexual assault program since May of 2005. Sheri manages the day-to-day operations, grant administration, and the supervising of staff and volunteers. She also provides general counseling services for MSU students and individual therapy and advocacy services for sexual assault trauma survivors. Please turn your attention to the video screen for a more personal look at Sheri Mergatroid.
It is wonderful working with Sheri because I come in the morning and she's all excited, and even if it's Monday and we're all tired, she's very passionate and excited about the day.
She works really hard, but she also plays really hard, and I really value that in a colleague. But she's really committed to students and her staff and the university, and she does a lot of hard work, and I really respect that.
On a daily basis, I see clients for therapy. We run support groups. I do advocacy for students. We have amazing volunteers that staff our 24-hour crisis line.
Well, Sheri has a really difficult job because she works with victims of sexual assault, and that's really challenging. A lot of people don't understand non-intuitive victim response.
She always has her door open, even when she's really busy writing our grants. But she also just makes our office fun. She laughs a lot. She has a wonderful laugh and smile, and always makes us feel lighter when she's in the office.
Please join the selection committee in congratulating Sheri Mergatroid, a 2013 recipient of the Jack Breslin Distinguished Staff Award.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Again, just echoing what everyone else has said, it's such an honor to be here today. I love Michigan State University, and I love everyone that I work with, and to be recognized for it means so much. April is actually Sexual Assault Awareness Month, so on my table I have some teal ribbons if anyone's interested in grabbing a teal ribbon. I feel like many of my colleagues and our volunteers are very passionate about the work that we do, so even when we're not officially behind the desk, we're promoting awareness around sexual assault and creating a safer place on campus. So I wanted to put a shout out because it is April. I also want to recognize someone very special to our program and to me. The late Ann Flesher, who passed away about 5 years ago, was serving as the Associate Director of the Counseling Center when I was hired in my position. And she was an amazing mentor and advocate in the field around violence against women and children and men, and just a great supervisor. I felt like I really grew leaps and bounds under her direction the first year and a half or 2 years that I was in the Counseling Center Sexual Assault Program. I also want to thank our community partners who we work with on a regular basis, and we have fun even though we're dealing with challenging issues. In particular, my colleagues that I work with on a day-to-day basis in the sexual assault program, they really do make it fun and enjoyable, and even after I'm gone on vacation for a few weeks or a long weekend, I'm always looking forward to coming back into the office and working with our group. We're very cohesive and we love what we do. I also want to put a shout out to our volunteers. We have about 150 volunteers in our program that staff our crisis line. They do in-person crisis intervention at Sparrow Hospital for patients who have been sexually assaulted. They have a theater troupe. We advise the Vagina Monologues, which is a production here at the Wharton Center every year. The students and our community volunteers bring energy and excitement every semester to our program. Without them, I think we might be stagnant because they really do push us to be more creative in our outreach and our services. So I want to thank all of the students and staff who are here today and who helped with the nomination. I can't say enough about how you inspire me. I also want to recognize that Michigan State has this ceremony with the awards. I think that is, it's just really a special an honor, a special occasion, and an honor to receive such an award. I had heard about it before, but didn't know a lot about it, and now I'm an advocate for nominating everyone that I know for the Jack Breslin, because in this work, I want to put a shout out to all of the people that do it on a day-to-day basis and who may not always get recognized, but because they're passionate about the work that they do, they show up and they push on through. And I'd like to end with a quote, I guess. Something that is in our program office on the wall, so I should have it memorized, by Margaret Mead, who is an anthropologist. And on our wall in the sexual assault program, we have it painted that never doubt a concerned group of citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. Thank you.
Now, committee member Desiree Quinney will introduce our next recipient, Alan Radcliffe-Shaw.
Good afternoon. Alan Radcliffe-Shaw. Alan Shaw has worked in the Office of Faculty and Organizational Development, F&OD, since June 2004. As Associate Director of Faculty and Organizational Development and Director of Leadership Development Programs, he coordinates comprehensive programs including LEAD, Leadership and Administrator Seminars, Meet Michigan Traveling Seminars, Faculty Emeritus Association, Executive Leadership Academy Program, and the CIC ALP Fellows. Alan has earned not one, not two, not three, but 4 degrees from Michigan State University and has worked in both leadership and service roles for Michigan State University. Please turn your attention to the video of Alan Radcliffe-Shaw.
Alan truly exemplifies a remarkable and unique blend of outstanding service and leadership.
This is an incredible honor, especially knowing who Jack Breslin was and all that he did for the university and the people that he affected. I'm an incredibly proud Spartan. I have all my degrees from the university and I feel as if I've grown up here.
He works tirelessly to serve and support our colleagues, and he is certainly a true Spartan.
Mostly being able to affect change on campus is amazing. The learning opportunities are growing continually, and it's a great opportunity to give back to a world-class institution.
He fully deserves this award, as well as our many thanks for his service above and beyond all expectations.
Please join the selection committee in congratulating Alan Radcliffe-Shaw as a 2013 recipient of the Jack Breslin Distinguished Staff Award.
Good afternoon. It is great to be here in such, as everybody said, humbling position and being in the same vein as Jack Breslin. As we all know the history of Jack Breslin, the building that we're in, and all that he represented for the university, whether it was students, faculty, staff, the community, and friends to the university, Jack Breslin was it. And to be able to say that I'm a Jack Breslin Distinguished Staff Awardee is an incredible honor, as everybody has said so far today. As President Simon always talks about Team MSU, I always bring it back to family MSU. Who I am is really because of what MSU is. I think of MSU as 4 families. My own family from Pennsylvania pushed me to come to Michigan State because of the Hotel Restaurant Institutional Management Program. And after I got here, even though they went to different universities, they adopted Michigan State as one of theirs. My brother Bill came up from Maryland for the honor today, so thank you for being here today. It is great to be able to have family here. My second family, as you've seen on the video, is the family in the Office of Faculty and Organizational Development. I work with such great people. Deb DeJour, who's the assistant provost, and the rest of the office, of course, sitting in the back of the room as if it's a program. But Cindy, Vanessa, and Corey, I'm sure are checking to see how many people didn't show up and if there's enough coffee in the urns. But my family in FNOD is amazing. When I was an undergrad here, I was very privileged to be able to work with these three men, to be able to start a fraternity that blossomed to about 140 men. As Glenn talked about being in a social fraternity, being part of that fraternity has really made me who I am today because of the social values and instilled the values that I'm able to give back to the community and also work with other distinguished groups. And as we talked about my degrees, I've been very, very fortunate to be in the best programs in the country, whether it's communication arts and sciences, HRI, higher education, or the labor industrial relations program. But my PhD advisor, Mary Lee Davis, whom you all know, who was also connected with Jack Breslin, really helped me get through my final degree. So with that, I thank you. I thank all of you for being part of Family MSU. Sorry, it's not Team MSU, but being Family MSU and for this distinct honor. So thank you, and again, thank you to the committee as well, and thanks for being here.
And now committee member Sally Nogel will introduce our final recipient, Toby.
Christy Toby is an executive staff assistant for Lyman Briggs College and has worked there for more than 30 years. She serves as executive support for the Assistant Dean's Office for Undergraduate Education, where she assists with many things: course scheduling and enrollment management, degree certification, student recruitment, commencement, project metrics, and project management. Christy also coordinates awards and scholarships, student research support, security management, recruitment data management, logistics, and training support. She does a lot. Please turn your attention to the video.
Christy is the heart and soul of Lyman Briggs. She just loves all the students. They love her. She knows them. She cares for them. She's just a tremendous person for the college.
Yeah, I really enjoy working with the people that I do. Got the best coworkers. I've worked in other places, and it's just a real warm and friendly place. I think everybody kind of is pretty happy here. We're kind of one big happy family.
On a regular basis, I seem to go to Christy to request her assistance for one thing or another. Everything was always done with a smile and a graciousness that is not as common as we might think it is.
I love my job. I love Michigan State.
Please help me congratulate Christy Toby as a 2013 recipient of the Jack Breslin Distinguished Staff Award.
Normally I wouldn't mind going last, but I gotta say there was a lot of tough acts to follow here. First, I would like to thank my nominators, my coworkers, my former coworkers, and my dear friends. And thank you to my family who is here today. My 85-year-old mom, my sister-in-law Mary Ann, and of course my loving partner Dan, who's had to listen to this speech about 50 times. And lastly, thank you to my awesome daughter Erin, who surprised us yesterday by driving up from Indiana to join us today. Thank you. Most of us at this ceremony spend a large percentage of our waking lifetime in our workplace. I can't imagine spending this amount of time in a workplace that's unpleasant. I believe that two things are necessary in order for us to perform effectively as employees. Number one is you need to enjoy the work that you are doing and to feel like you are a valued contributor to your unit. Number two, and I think more importantly, is that you need to like the people around you, from the administrators to the faculty to the students and to your coworkers. These are the words that come to mind when I think about my workplace: community, diversity, compassion, kindness, teamwork, and equality. Lyman Briggs is a place where our faculty and administrators are on a first-name basis with all of the staff. A place where if a coworker sees somebody bogged down with work, help is offered. A place where we can sometimes agree to disagree with no hard feelings. A place where if someone is ill or has just had a baby, food appears at their doorstep. A place where at Lyman Briggs our students always come first. A place where we're free to express our opinions. A place where my awesome supervisor, Dr. Philip Strong, trusts me to do my job without micromanaging and while still offering constructive guidance. Thank you, Philip. When all of these factors are in place, it would be hard to not be an effective and happy employee. Thank you all for this great honor. I am truly humbled. Go Lyman Briggs and go green.
Would just like to remind everybody that each recipient has a table with displays of some personal items and a favorite food selection, 2 favorite foods. So please visit each table and congratulate the recipients for their outstanding achievement. On behalf of the Jack Breslin Distinguished Staff Award Committee and the Ruth Jameson Above and Beyond Award, thank you for joining us and recognizing these 7 awardees. Enjoy the reception. Thank you.